right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Carr.
And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That's good for 28 yards.
What's the
From midfield, here's Carr. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Watch the whip. Well, Jumbo.
Catch is made by Marquise Brown. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Now Carr. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light there. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Garoppolo on first down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Here we go. 180.
Mike 54. Tackles. Check.
12, fellas. Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
And the Saints first down.
Here we go. 180.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
They'll run on first down. Smiley, and not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check. He's checking. Crash. Shift.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's going to into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They juked him. He'll have a first down past the 40. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Falcons. Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to...
Now a hit and a loose football. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And finding the tight end, Hooper. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. This will be caught by Brown. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
47 is the mic. You can't block me. You can't block me. Check 9. Later 1. Lucky. He's coming. Double up. 734. He's coming. Double up.
Carr. And this one's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's 3rd and short.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. If you get careless with the football, look out.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
29. Shoot. You go tight. You got tight right there.
Hey, Charlie. 808.
47's the mic.
Come on.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez-Scantling. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
You're mine.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons push further out in front. The extra point up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, up and over. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
A breakaway for Michael Thomas. 30, 20, touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 77 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10.
Hey, check 24, check 24. Quick the edge.
They toss to Freeman. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Falcons on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter. Deontay Harris deep for New Orleans. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Mike 56, Mike 56. I got you, son. I got you, son.
To throw is Garoppolo. And it's hauled in by Ben Watson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Month 56. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Duke Riley. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Garoppolo looks to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
21. 56. Hey, orbit. Check 3.
Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Check it. Right Monday down. Easy. Kill. Hey, Alpha. It's a party now. 47.
Carr now to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Falcons push further out in front.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point safely through. And the route is on here in this first half. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
On play action, now Garoppolo rolling to his right. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Here we go.
Don't get nervous.
Hey, gun.
I got you. 35's the mic. Watch the run.
11.
Mike 35. Mike 35.
On first down, Garoppolo. Green brings it in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
And the Saints first down.
Here we go.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
3 down.
21. White. I got you. Hey, Delta.
35.
Get hot.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He's going to go up top. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
12.
54.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got Green. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
Check, 47. Hey, watch the slant. 47's the mic. Time to go, night. Mike's 47. Mike's
Express.
I'm coming, baby. Woo! Check, check. Low, low, low. Check, check.
Carr now on first down. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
In your face.
Second and 5 now. Garoppolo. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Check 50, check 50. Big edge, big edge, big edge.
21. Here we go.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now. 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And he's got his man on the out route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And the Saints, first down.
Here we go.
180! It's coming this way, here we go.
Hey, gun. 12, fellas, here we go. Hey, box drop.
56, the mic, boys, 56. Check, 56.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Flush to his right, and he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
56.
We ain't giving up nothing today. I got you. Hey, alert!
56. Mike, smooth. Right there, 56.
Looking to throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
40 down. 47 is the 180. 180, we're good. 280.
Come to my world. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up.
29. 29.
47.
On third and long, it's Carr. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
Go.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
21. Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. All that, and it only nets him a yard. It's second down.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9.
Let him know.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Here we go. What do you need?
I got you.
12, fellas. Here we go.
You're all mine, baby.
6.
Tight dog.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taken right around the 44. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
I'm coming after you. Check.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Freeman again. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman. His third touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive. Poor punter. Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down, Saints.
Lock.
There's Garoppolo on first and 10. And that's caught inside the 35. He finds some open field here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Lutz with the extra point. And that will shave one more off this lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each...
And Freeman lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
He's checking crack. Right and run.
On first down, it's Allen. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Check, 47.
You're mine.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Now Allen. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
The tackle made back at the 48-yard line.
Post down. 7's the mic. 180. 180. We're good. 280.
They stay on the ground with Allen as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. A spin. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Allen. And he's got some space here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
This fielded at the 2. And he's got Rome. And a terrific return as they finally do stop him, but not before he's inside the 15.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Here we go. 180.
56, right there, 56.
So don't say nothing.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Here we go.
It's a pickup of 5. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Garoppolo gets it off to Freeman.
Got you, boy.
It'll be a pickup of just 2. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
180.
Squeeze, double.
2.
56.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Mike, 56.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. And my goodness, another interception. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It was P.J. Williams that time on the tackle.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front, and to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Check 13.
They keep it on the ground. Allen again. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
In my humble estimation, terrific work there defensively. Running backs trying to get wide, get to the sideline, and they beat him to the spot, forced him out of bounds, pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's able to get it out of there.
The Saints
Let's go.
at their own 43-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
White.
Hey, check Mike 34. Mike 34. Here we go.
Buzz.
34's a Mike. He's coming. Check.
Hey, gun.
Cut. Mike 34, Mike 34.
Zoom. 11.
Heavy on the edges, heavy.
Hey, zoom.
One final try now for Garoppolo. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
21.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Falcons, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.
I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. I score up in the end zone, do my dance all on a hater. A mover and a shaker, you a novice, I'm a player. I'm from DC, but I'm running through and sacking like a raider. 2 chains on my neck, one for now and one for later. And we don't play fair, baby, we play for keeps. You can pass me up, this is not a bye week. I'm looking for a trophy competition, looking steep. And I'm training, I've been focused, I've been bombing from the deep. I'm like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Move the needle for the city like the championships. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Hit to hit with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them, I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, got them. About to win the game. Move the chains. Ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a sprinter or a truck.